journalist for the Watch newspaper and Sarah Fox Media. Viewers, be reminded, the views of guests are not the views of AYV. And to start the show, let's start with our own AYV newspaper, which costs 4 new leones. Well, on our own newspaper, AYV, it reads here, Chief Minister sets a standard for leadership in Sierra Leone. It also says, from Conservation in Africa recipient 2024, Edward Aruna, first Sierra Leonean Tusk Award winner. We also have another headline here that says, team of Dutch donors, supporters visit Sierra Leone. Likoki crowns its newest royalty, Mr. and Mrs. Linkuki 2024, sorry. So that and many more you can find on the AYV newspaper. Away from the AYV newspaper, we look at the satellite newspaper, and it reads, as they realize their mistakes, APC has failed the people. You can have the, you can see the picture of the national chairman, Minkailu Mansari, there. Also, party leadership confesses. Salwako ETSA forged partnership for sustainable water supply in Bo and Kenema. That and many more you can find on the satellite newspaper. Away from the satellite newspaper, we look at the Standard Times newspaper that reads 36 billion debt SLPP accumulates in 6 years. World Children's Day, their letters, their dreams. That and many more you can find on the Standard Times newspaper. You can, away from the Standard Times, we look at the Expo Times. The Expo Times reads, RIC wraps up 10th year anniversary with dinner and awards night. It also reads, Internal Affairs Minister calls for OSD loyalty amid security concerns. Also, government and World Bank officially opened Lonely Freetown International Lorry Park. Honorable Tunis supports FBC with $10,000. That and many more you can find on the Expo Times newspaper. Away from the Expo Times newspaper, we look at the Global Times newspaper that reads, coup plotters, what do they really want? Honorable CD Tunis empowers FBC with 500 million project and 10,000 United States dollars cash. Monitoring and Evaluation Agency embarks on public consultation. Rebuilding Sierra Leone, Pavifort and SLRA partner to upgrade key road networks. That and many more you can find on the Global Times newspaper. Away from the Global Times newspaper, we look at the exclusive newspaper that reads, Tripartite Committee reports out February 2025. NRA surpasses first quarter revenue, exceeds target by 386 million leones. ETSA to install 3,000 smart meters in 2025. NAXA to support 3,000 young entrepreneurs. That and many more you can find on the exclusive newspaper. Away from the exclusive newspaper, we look at the Awareness Times, and it reads, in aftermath of yet another foiled destabilizing plot, Sylvia Blyden hails HEBO over security. Civic education seminar promotes active citizenship and democracy. Away from that, we look at the indigents. It says IMF reports condemns the lengthy time spent by Sierra Leone customs to clear imports. President's Bureau opens steel-making factory Malam, who narrates his academic journey as Tomlinson's only representative. That's a name we can find on the Indigens newspaper. Away from the Indigens, we look at the Independent Observer that says, Mr. President, can we talk? That's part 57. Over alleged assaults of a tourism minister, former finance minister ordered to court. 2025 budget debate, APC Honorable Paul Samba Conte appeals for increased ACC budget. Liberia, ex-warlord Prince Johnson dies at 72. That's a main one you can find on the Independent newspaper, Independent Observer newspaper. Our last pick for today, we have the Africa 24, and it reads Operation Fix Salone, quoting their Honorable Sir Emerson Lamina. Honorable Tunis supports FBC with $10,000. Abdullahi Ba set to lead. Honorable Dura Koma calls for Tom Kolimba Road work. Saloon's infrastructure transformation, Pavifort leads the change. So these are the major newspapers we have at the program this morning. As you all have heard the headlines this morning, as usual, we will start with our own AYV newspaper. And in the studio, as I said earlier, we have Mr. Mohamed, who will be helping us discuss the issues here, and always be reminded his views and any other views from our guests are their views and not the views of AYV. So, sir, I want us to, first of all, please say hello to our viewers.
Hello, viewers. It's nice to be here. Thanks once again for inviting me.
Okay, thank you very much. So, I want to start with the AYV newspaper that reads here, Chief Minister sets standard for leadership in Sierra Leone. What is your thoughts on this one?
I think what is referring to is that leadership, if you look at it in the Oxford Dictionary, just like the manifest, to manifest has about 1,000 meanings as well, leadership has about 100 or so meanings. I think specifically the minister is trying to refer to the Republic of Sierra Leone and the way we should behave to be good leaders of tomorrow. That's right. But I believe that, first of all, to be a good leader, or to be a leader, or if you think of being a leader someday, you have to respect the rule of law, you have to respect the Constitution, you have to respect the fundamental human rights, and you have to ensure that biasness shot us. Where did you come from? What is your dialect? What region did you come from? Should not be in you ever, never. Okay. If you think of being a good leader, I think you should be equal as well in two sides. How to promote, no matter, irrespective of what government is in power, how to promote the goodwill of government, equally as well to criticize government comprehensively whenever situations arise. That's the quality of a good leader. If you want to be a good leader, right, you should ensure that your choice of words is the use of your words is the choice of your arms, right? That the mouth, the words could be enemy, your words could be friendly, and depends on how you look at it. If you want to be a good leader, you should ensure that you control your ego, your anxiety. So many occasions, always try to be a victim, learn more, and be silent, even in the midst of criticisms. Right? I think what lacks in Sierra Leone, to the view of the chief minister, and to the view of a person like myself as a critic towards the attitude and behavior of Sierra Leoneans, this include the coming-ups, the youths, the politicians, and I'll say categorically people from all walks of life, irrespective of who you are, what you are, and where you come from. We have a problem in terms of moral upliftment. We have a very serious problem in terms of moral upliftment. I'll say this. What I observe, when I take a look, right, curiously, some people behave out of their inner voice, right? They don't behave consciously. They are tempted to believe. They are tempted to behave. They are tempted by others to do almost everything that they do in life. And that will make you a good leader. Learn to listen to, judge for yourself, and give your opinion, commentaries, and views that come from you, irrespective if you get it into class with your best friend. These are the qualities of a good neighbor, a good leader. But it's where we lack it.
Okay.
Right? We lack it in the sense that we thought, on the other hand, that politicians are the best people to take us in the right direction, but that is not. Right? If you look at the political landscape, you may be surprised to learn that there are lots of infighting. Right? And if you take an oath to do good to your nation, in the sense of patriotism and nationalism, I think leadership and the political party should not be a clash.
Okay.
If you are committed that no matter who leads your political party of your own choice, no matter who leads the political party of your own belonging, that doesn't interest you.
Okay.
What interests you most is you want to leave a mark in the nation where you belong.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That is it, and that is lacking here. If we watch out the political parties that we have in Sierra Leone, respect for the very constitution that they claim to respect doesn't exist.
Okay.
You take an oath to respect your own political party's constitution, apart from the national constitution, then you don't need to respect it. Then how about the national constitution? And how will people grade you? Right? There's a problem. If you want to be a good leader, you should be somebody emulating. Always try to do things that people will emulate you, will wonder, will praise you, will lavish praises at you. But when you want to be a good leader, insults, invectives, assaults of any kind should not be part of you.
Okay, so now since you have highlighted so many things that that describes a good leader. So since this article is talking on the chief minister, in your view, at what point of the scale do you put chief minister?
Thank you very much. I must say, I'm surprised at Sierra Leoneans. Okay. Having traveled all over the world. We don't respect talents. We misjudge talents.
Okay.
When people come on board to teach us what is good for us, about you in the near future, right? Instead of trying to learn from them, instead of trying to accumulate the appropriate knowledge to make us a big world, right? We begin to say, they want to be president. We begin to say they want to be kings. We begin to say they want to be prophets. That's wrong. The chief minister is a young man. He thought first. It's not a question of me going to Harvard. It's not a question of me being an executive, an executive director for IBM, the biggest technological company in the world. It's not a question of getting a salary there and pay about 6 or 8 ministers for my basic salary monthly. It's not a question of that. This is a question of where I want. I'm a Prince-William, born in Dujong. I'm a Swedish, and I'm going to come back home to tell people what I thought is all about. So we have a vacuum. We have a problem of unity. We have a problem of tribal clash. We have irresponsible statements coming from credible people who first study, or for people of integrity just because they want power. We have quite a lot of problems. So many chief minister talks of delivery. It's not what you think about Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. B. You too, you're a human. You too try to do something, try to deliver something one way or the other, whether you're in the private sector or in the public sector, where people will admire you, that will contribute a lot towards the advancement, progress, and development of Sierra Leone. If he's doing that, I see no reason why we should all learn from him. And he's tireless. That's one admiration I have about him.
Okay.
We've never met personally. We've met in press conferences. I give him my questions and all that. But one day again, he's the first chief minister to tell us weekly what the government has done. Right? Okay. If you look at it theoretically or literally, if I'm an opposition member, I'll sit down quietly, listen to that audio, assess what is wrong, what is right, and what next should I put up a motion of objection or whatnot. It is enough.
Okay.
You don't have to go nowhere to get what the government is doing weekly. We've never got that before. He created it for himself. Right? We've never got that before. I believe if you meet him personally, I got to understand, simple, humble, and very submissive. So the chief minister has one word. Whatever you say to him, When he has an enemy, when he has, they say ignore. Because he knows what he's doing. And I tell you, when he went to the Global Education Forum in London, nobody trusted borrowed us that money. He brought with him $18 million at the time when he was at the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education. That was free money. Okay. He has been to many international conferences, seminars, where he has demonstrated an impressive outcome from his audience. I mean, so why? Chief Minister can leave us to them, be a lecturer somewhere else. He can go back to IBM. That's all. And so we will continue to fall. Because those people want to come to power. They want to come to power. So in the sense of patriotism and nationalism, what they want to come to power is to read Tulsa and really make more. Chief Minister, I believe, is not in favor of that.
Okay.
Watch him. Watch his critics, watch his skeptics. Whoever criticizes Chief Minister, ask him, why do you want to go? He said, I want to be a politician. I want to be a minister. For what? Without being a politician, without being a footballer, without being a musician, you too, as long as you're human, you can believe in you, with your inner voice, you can create an impact in society. This is what we lack.
Okay, so you've said all these good things about Chief Minister David Mohamed Senge. Some I share them with you because I've also been following him. He has been very somehow accountable, you know, also very connected to the people. But he has faced series of criticism, and one of his biggest critic, Sylvia Blyden, has always been criticizing his moves and
let me tell you this. Let me come into this.
So, yeah.
Let me come into this. I want to say this very seriously. We're on television. Thousands of people are watching us. Right? I'm a journalist by profession. I was once a former correspondent, and I started journalism before Sylvia Blyden.
Sylvia Blyden is also a senior journalist there.
Journalism is the umbrella of every profession. And in 1974, when I graduated from an academy, I came to the press. I know the limits of a journalist. I know the limits of a journalist. I know no matter who you are, we should respect the media law and ethics, nothing more than that.
So I say doctor is going above the limit of media.
Nobody stops her from what she's doing.
Okay.
Nobody should stop her from what she's doing either. What she does is the way you see him, the way you are describing much more better. But I'll tell you this. Before, in this country, we've had credible female journalists like in the name of Daisy Bona. We've had credible female journalists in the name of who? Hannah Neal. These people, they criticize comprehensively. But what is it up for? He made a mistake at a given speech or whatnot at the International Monetary Fund and whatnot. What does it mean?
Okay. So,
excuse me.
Yeah. When we were given
not a critic for Chief Minister. I want to make this clear.
When we were given,
not a critic for the Chief Minister.
Yes. When you were given the attributes of a good leader, one thing you mentioned was you have to be credible. And Sylvia Blyden has been taking moves to discredit some of the things Chief Minister has been claiming. For instance, we saw her trying to take him away from the MCC contract and all of that. Yes.
I said, and I'm repeating this back, as a journalist of more than 3 decades practice, I'm a veteran. I'm proud to say that.
Okay.
I've gone into so many hurdles, I've never done that. I was living here by a given government with a tablet regime. I'm proud about it. Because we were fighting for a multi-party democracy. Right? We were fighting for a multi-party democracy when I was driven here. I never talked about it. I never had vengeance against a given political party for driving Mohamed Kamara. This is my country. But I thought it was right time for me to preach of multi-party democracy than a one-party state. Right? I have the integrity. What is necessary for her to do? Sylvia has a right to say anything she wants to say about the Prime Minister, the Chief Minister, but she has to make sure that it is comprehensive and in place, well investigated to the point. That is what she's required to do according to media law. When she goes extra miles, people will say, oh, you, my dear, yesterday we don't like this. Is it that you're tempted by politicians? Is it that you're tempted by somebody else? This is where the problem is. So I can discredit somebody today and give her the best of credits tomorrow. It's the work of a journalist. Right? If she discredits the chief minister, one day I believe that she will give the minister the best of medicines equal as well. It's all in journalism. But my advice is criticism should go with comprehensiveness.
Okay.
Right? But when they are not comprehensive, it's not the chief minister that judges you, it's the general public that cries foul. And this is the problem she's facing. Right? Because the criticism she did, to the best of my knowledge, we are not convincing to the general public. As I said earlier on, he's a young man. He's not in a political clash with anybody absolutely well. And the SLPP party has a constitution. When President Bio goes, it's not a chief minister, it's not a social person, that will just come without abiding by the constitutional rules of the game. Okay. So why is she in a hurry? This is the problem. I tell you, maturity plays a very good role in journalism. Do you know that the SLPP party has a constitution to follow? And do you know, should Madame Bio goes after his two term of office, that constitution must forcefully be followed. Nobody will come up because I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, and that. I want the power. No, it has to go to delegates' votes. He or she who may be succeeded is the flag bearer of the election.
So in essence, is it that you think that Sylvia's actions are somehow politically motivated? Is that what you're saying in essence?
No, you got me wrong.
Okay.
I've been an art student throughout my life. And thanks to Mighty Albert Academy, I say, in my own time. I have so many reasons to look at too many subject matter before I can say she was politically motivated.
Okay.
When? The causes, right? The effect in society, right? The way forward. You have to think about human behavior, and the attitude and behavior of humans, without even being politically associated or affiliated. You have to look at the past of Sylvia Blyden herself. And this is the first time she's doing that. Now, she's a critic, many people believe it. So in the case of the chief minister, it's not the first time. This is her own version, this is her own style, this is her own emotion. She's emotional in doing that. So let's leave her to go with that. But I'll tell you, chief minister is a credible somebody. You don't want to say ignore. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to do my thing the best way I can do it. And you can't stop me from doing what I want to do. Because everybody's my brother, everybody's my friend, everybody's my mother, everybody's my father. I, David Moilina Senge, I'm back home. So I'm going to tell home, I'm going to show home, I'm going to manifest home the best I can contribute so that I want to leave a mark, no matter where I am.
Okay. So Chief Minister has been so much in the public space recently. We have seen him attending almost every function in the country.
This is where we are.
Is that not too much for him?
No, I don't believe in that. This is where we are. This is where we are. And I'll tell you this. If all those people in diaspora who are sending messages day in and night out could only come home like the chief minister, if all of those people in diaspora when our presidents go away, they appeal to those in the diaspora to come home and not sit there to criticize those that when they come home you get a big job. Come home, create for yourself, increase employment, participate in sector, develop it for the interest of the common man. Can't do with like the prime minister, like the
chief minister.
I do it. Hey. Governance system. You have the president. You have the vice president, right? You have the chief minister in governance, right? So the president thought it fit. The vice president is equally more than even the chief minister. I'll tell you. This is a government that is new to the eyes of the public. I'll tell you. President Bio goes one way, Vice President goes the other way, Chief Minister goes the other way. This, if the three of them combine to make a big whole. This is what I understand. Okay. No particular function is entrusted to a given Chief Minister if it's not right assigned to do it. Okay. And when he does it with affection, and he does it because the man who assigned him to do is trusting him, that doesn't begin, there's not a question of political clash.
Okay.
In Sierra Leone, what is new to us is we've never seen a governance system like that of President Bio, where people go in and go out and manifest their thoughts, their ideas, and what they believe in for the best solution for development. This is new to us.
Okay. We will start with another newspaper here, headline from the satellite newspaper. This one reads, as they realize their mistakes, APC has failed the people. Party leadership confesses. So this is a banner headline from the satellite newspaper. What are your thoughts on this one?
To me, I'll only accept that the APC realized that mistake provided they officially made it public. Yeah. The APC is the APC.
Okay.
Right? If they made it public, now forgive us, right? Pardon us and forgive us, but we made a mistake. What mistake did they do? Right? What mistake they might have done, I'll agree. Right? But we have sensationalism and journalism. The APC will never accept that they've made a mistake. That is one, right? But we'll ask you, what mistake have we done? We're talking as Democrats, we're talking on behalf of our own party, we're talking of humiliation and what of vindication from the government.
I think what this paper is really concentrating on is the internal problems within the APC, the conflict within the APC, and now they have realized that we need to bring the party together so that we can see a common.
That's not our business. If they continue with the internal voice and conflict, surely they're going to lose the election 2028. That's their business. Right? Where they made it public, it's not our problem.
Okay.
Politics is all about competition. The SLPP says they're going to rule this country for 50 years. The APC says time is enough. You go out 2028. Whoever makes his mistake to get to be popularized by the ordinary voter is your business. Your internal affair is your internal affair. It's not my business. I'm a journalist. But all I know is I'm a minister between governments and society. Right? If the APC cannot hold on the soul, right, that's their business. You check it out. If the SLPP cannot hold on their own in 2028, that's their business as journalism.
Okay. So let's look a little bit on the APC. Let's move away from the internal politics of the APC, whether they're divided or whatsoever. But looking at the headline, APC has failed the people. Now, APC is like a government in waiting, and they are also part of this government because they are in parliament and they are in other places as well. So what is your assessment in terms of holding the government to account? Because that's the primary function.
Very weak. The APC party, I must say, is very weak to hold the incumbent government the way we citizens are expecting them to do.
Okay.
How? Mr. Sir, you as a parliamentarian are sent to Parliament to ensure that you deliberate on issues of socio-economic benefit to the people of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Right? Mr. Sir, you took an oath on your own to be a politician with the hope that you will protect and the interest and promote the interest of the people of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Does it please you to all the way tripartite? Does it please you all the way internal disputes? Does it please you all the way political issues that doesn't economically benefit the people? I think the APC, what they should have done while they're in Parliament and while they confront with the incumbent is to tell them, look, I'll tell you this, the bus system. Hey, I'll tell you this, the airport system. Tell us something of a creation, something that has been created by the SLPP party, now in governance, which does not go well to the needs of the people.
But the APC has been doing this recently in Parliament. The debate, the 2025. Thank
you for such a wonderful question.
Debate of.
Thank you for such.
We saw them really taking up issues, putting it to the SLPP government that these are the things that you have not been doing well. For instance, in agriculture, we see them, arguing in that. We saw them doing a lot of arguments.
I want to come into that.
On the economy.
I want to come into that.
Taxation.
I want to come into that.
Yeah.
The APC should no longer be talking about agriculture. President Bio has gone much more faster to ensure that agriculture is our passion. Right? Let me tell you this. I'll tell this historically because I'm a veteran journalist. Where was the APC when AI had Dodo, when in the 70s, CNN absolutely without a 1 bushel of rice, as we say, 1 kilo of rice. Then here comes a woman, right, who was praised for President Sheikh Hasina, who collected millions of leaves that a ship is coming from China, and never. People died in the streets. The APC party has never got a credible agricultural plan to develop soil that is now evident like that of President Pew.
Is it about the SLPP against the APC, or it should be what SLPP has done to salvage the problem? Because they actually came to power on the promise that they will change things.
I'm not looking at political denominations. Political denominations are meant to be.
You're saying the APC does not have a moral standing to argue that.
What one has done that the other has not done. Right? That is it. I'm talking of political what? I'm talking about political delivery for the interest of the people of Sierra Leone. Not what the SLPP has done, not what the APC has done. No. I'll tell you, and it's not time for us to wait and see the outcome of food salon. That no other political party has never done it here. I'll tell you this, go back to the archives. Right? I'm not talking about the SLPP, I'm not talking about APC, I'm talking of delivery.
We are entering the second year now of the Feed Salon project. Do you think so far we've done something that should give us hope that something is on the way?
We have more than 60,000 acres that are available to implement the food salon project, both for the private sector and the public sector, right? We have hundreds of millions of dollars that has come in, right? This government, according to the international donors, they say it is one of the most transparent governments ever that is accountable to them for further relations. We saw this within the relationship of the IMF and the APC. I'm not an SLPP, I'm not an I am a mediator between government and society, and there's nothing going to stop me from not saying what is good for my people, not for the APC, not for the SLPP. I say this. We look at achievement. We look at achievement, we discuss about achievement, we discuss on achievement. It's not symbolic, it's not about political identity, no. If you want to be a good journalist, if you want to be a journalist that is committed to the media law and ethics, make sure, tell me, take 10 years of APC rule, take 6 years of SLPP rule, go back to the Gender for Change and Prosperity, go back to the People's Manifesto before it comes to power, People's Manifesto 2023, make comparisons on the agricultural scale. You know how much money that is coming, right? Although unfortunately, the first declared austerity, so you couldn't believe them anymore. What does austerity mean to you as a national of this country? What does austerity mean to you as a patron of this country? It means that all your toils, all your people's toils, all what you've been toiling for has gone away, has been thrown by the wind. Why? Can you say it in conference? I, Mohamed Kamara, will never support that. I'll tell you this. Because we need a radical change. And the radical change we need now is we have to look where the problems are, where the vacuums are, and try to fill it up, for the interest of our people. This is what I believe. Whether it's the SLPP, the APC is not my problem. Right? If you don't want it to be said, don't do it. That's in politics. And the act of politics, you should be very careful as a government journalist. Excuse me. An MP can use parliament, that is all to criticize a given government because it's only the act of politics which started way back in Greece.
Yes, it's sometimes it's an act of politicking, as you say. But we have seen parliamentarians raising issues. I believe we should not just throw them under the carpet. Saying it's politicking. We have seen that like Honorable Abdul Kabo, the opposition leader, was raising a lot of issues, citing what the president had said earlier about developing the country and the new things he is proposing, and also the new Finance Act. We see he also highlighted a lot of things that we are in the past acts and what the new act is now proposing. The disparities in monies, how monies have been promised, they were not delivered, and all of that. So like it just like the government is just praise singing. All what he's saying is just theories. We don't have the tangible projects on the ground. It's just about theories, and theories.
AKK is not APC. APC is not AKK. APC is everybody's concern. APC is everybody's property. It depends on what affiliation you are. As a civilian, right? So sometimes when you talk, you should be very, very, very cautious of what you say. You're in parliament. You talk of what? You don't have to buy a ticket to go to where the SLPP says we've done this, we've done that. You only need to drive your car to see for yourself. So when you come to parliament, what we're expecting you is not a position as leader of the opposition. No, that interests me. It's not a question of you being an honorable parliament. No, that's not what it. What interests me is we had a Philly Farboy in the 70s. When we had a one-party political party in this country, the APC, and Philip Faber was all about APC, all about SLPP, was all about the interest of the people of the Republic of Sierra Leone. It comes from Conon. So what we're expecting you to do, had the others created this, would AKK talk something about it? Had there not been any food salon, which they didn't do, would APC talk about it? Now that SLPP has talked about it, they are on it, they promised that it will be better before 2028, let's sit and talk less and watch them doing it.
One of the things that they raised, and this was raised by Honorable Aziz Bangura, and this has been printed in the Standard Times. It says 36 billion debt SLPP accumulates in 6 years.
In 6 years, if SLPP accumulates 36 billion, tell the honorable members, say, in 6 years, SLPP paid 30 billion euros to the students of Limkokin, money which was given to late Miguel Luba, right, and misappropriated it, it was SLPP who paid that debt. And 1,500 civilians who will be the leaders of tomorrow went back to college. Don't talk about that. Excuse me. If they want to talk about that, let them tell me, as a journalist, governments of society, how many that is in the archive, the internal debt, the Ebola debt, the multilateral debt, the bilateral debt. That's what's left behind that the SLPP has to pay. I'll tell you this, APC should be very careful of the way they make arguments.
Yes, to clear that comparison, Honorable Abdul Aziz Bangura is saying here, during the 10 years of the APC, they only accumulated about 15 billion debts, and now SLPP has accumulated 36 billion in just 6 years.
It's lying. Okay. It's lying. During the 10 years of, it was only during the 10 to 11 years of APC that the government of the SLPP government paid a huge sum of more than 300 million euros of bilateral, multilateral, Ebola debt. Go back to the archives. I'll say, no ways. It's not an argument. You and me can argue for a political party. Go back to the archives. So they're listening to me, they're watching me. Go back to the archives. So that's a lie. Right? What I know as a journalist, right, that it never there's absolutely nothing went right. Right? Hey, we've never got an onion farm here. Now we've got one. Right? We've never got a government that has given thousands of fertilizers to farmers, right? But when we get fertilizers, the very political heads sold this fertilizers, right? We've never got too much of chief farmer, the farmers more closer to a given government like now. So look, I'm saying this. If we lose this opportunity, you tell me back. If we don't be careful the way we judge things, we see where else, you tell me back. If you want to judge things because they are SLPP, because they are members, they are this and that, that's your business. But what I want to say is, you look what is positive for your country, you support it, and you disown the other.
Okay.
Right? A political party, we don't have to think about where you come from.
Okay.
Right? We talk about delivery. And this is the delivery we journalists are committed, right, to read and reread and make research where possible. If the delivery process is not correct, we say it to the public.
Okay. The producers say we don't have time again, but I want you to take maybe 30 seconds or 1 minute to just respond to Global Times that it reads here, coup plotters, what do they really want?
Well, they've got what they want. What they really want is you die or live.
Okay.
So if they die, That's what they want.
Okay.
If they would have lived,
Yeah.
right, that's what they want.
Okay.
If they would have lived and got into power, that's what they want.
Okay.
But that is what they wanted.
Okay.
So they've got it.
Okay, thank you very much. He is Mohamed Kamara from the Watch newspaper. So this is where we bring the curtains on today's edition of the program Front Page. The next edition will come again next week, Monday. Till then, I have been your presenter, Tolomosuma. Many thanks for watching and listening.